This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your Friday and your weekend in the morning sprint. Mark is tracking our single-digit temperatures and lets us know when we can expect our next snowstorm. But first, we're following breaking news overnight. 2 people survived an avalanche on Stevens Peak yesterday, but a third person is believed dead. Sheriff's Office received a Garmin GPS alert of a possible fatality just before 3 p.m. yesterday and organized a search and rescue operation using a GPS texting device. Rescue crews contacted 2 of the missing men and then rescued them. The 2 men informed rescuers that the third man who was with them is likely dead on the side of the avalanche. The Shoshone County Sheriff's Office will begin a retrieval mission later this morning. Now, this is still a developing story. You can look for the very latest throughout the day on our website, KXLY.com.
Good morning, everybody. In our first alert weather on this Friday, we are again under a wind chill warning. That is not only for Spokane, goes all the way up to Canadian Line, all the way south, and then we see it to the Cascades and the Rockies. 20 to 35 below zero for wind chills that could damage your skin in under 15 minutes. We want you to limit your time outdoors if you can. Now, temperatures currently, we're sitting at 2-0 into Liberty Lake, sub-zero into parts of Idaho, down to 4 below. Forecast for the day. High of 2 degrees, winds gusting all the way through today, sub-zero after dinner.
The extreme cold has led Spokane's Mayor Lisa Brown to declare a state of emergency. Additional beds will be sent to these 4 local shelters that you see on your screen. The city can now increase capacity at local homeless shelters, offering an additional 183 beds available over the next week. Community members are also offering dozens of beds for people who need a warm place to sleep. Local churches will be turned into temporary warming shelters. Homeless people can now stay at the Apostolic Church in the Garland District 24/7. The goal is to save as many people's lives as possible. For ways that you can sign up to help on their mission, you can look for this story on our website, KXLY.com. One Spokane lawmaker is pushing to update Spokane's hate crime laws. Last fall, Spokane's LGBTQ+ community was a target of vandalism for weeks on end. Some of that vandalism was on privately owned property, but some was on public city crosswalks and therefore could not be prosecuted as a hate crime. But a newly introduced bill that's introduced by State Senator Andy Billig could close that loophole. The bill would get its first hearing coming up on Thursday. Spokane police say that they've caught the man who killed a homeless man downtown nearly 3 years ago. In the summer of 2021, police say someone coming out of an apartment in the area of First Avenue found Justin Combs badly hurt inside of his red sleeping bag. Detectives ultimately saw the assault play out on a surveillance video from a nearby bar. Combs died several days later in a hospital. Court documents say the man they originally arrested for the crime told police he found out who really did it. Police then tracked down 21-year-old Aaron Holder and arrested him. Detectives say he admitted to throwing a large rock at Combs while he slept, but didn't explain why. He was in district court yesterday, where a judge set his bail at $1 million for murder and assault charges. U.S. military action far away is aimed at protecting the economy right here at home. The U.S. and the U.K. struck more than 60 Houthi targets in Yemen overnight. That's in response to the Iran-backed group's attacks on commercial shipping vessels along the Red Sea trade route. Those threaten to drive up the cost of oil, gas, and other goods globally. Hardline conservatives are ramping up pressure on Speaker Mike Johnson, encouraging him to walk away from a top-line spending deal struck with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. The pressure threatens to derail bipartisan negotiations with Congress just days from potential government shutdown. Now, if Johnson were to walk away from the agreement, it would create a massive breach of trust with the Senate and could put Congress on a path to shutdown. 2 government shutdown deadlines are coming up early this year, January 19th and February 2nd. Well, this summer, 500,000 kids in the state will be getting new funds for groceries. Washington is one of 35 states participating in a new permanent summer grocery program for kids. Families will be given $120 on an EBT card for each child that's eligible. Those funds can then be used at grocery stores and farmers markets, similar to how SNAP benefits are used. The goal of the program is to reduce child hunger and improve diet quality. The USDA has not given a specific date for this summer of when those funds will start rolling out. We'll be right back with a final check of your forecast with Mark right after this.